Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Ambush, featuring heaps of spoilers. We're your hosts, Will and Clint, and we're just going to go over the new spoilers that came out now a week ago. Clint, how are you going?
Yeah, good. It might need to point out that we did actually record this episode last week, but due to some technical difficulties and time constraints, we never got the episode up and running. So this is actually a recap of last week, and also includes the spoilers that Bad Destiny spoiled this week in Italy.
Yeah. So I guess we'll jump right into it. We're just going to do an alternating thing, and I'll start by talking about Lando Calrissian, Smooth and Sophisticated. So Lando Calrissian is a 12 or 15 point hero, yellow, 11 HP, and he's got the 2 ranged, 2 indirect, 1 disrupt, 1 resource, and 4 for 2 resources. The power action is play a yellow vehicle from your hand, decreasing its cost by 1 and giving it ambush. If that vehicle is the Millennium Falcon, you may activate it. I think Lando looks pretty good for 15. Clint, do you agree?
Yeah, I think a lot of people share your sentiments there. I'm not 100% sold on him yet. His power action is super nice, but the restriction to yellow makes him super fair. But then, on the other hand, if you allowed like red vehicles in there as well, it would just be broken.
Busted.
Yeah. So there is a super limited pool of yellow vehicles at the moment as well, but I don't think FFG super care about that. I think that they're just really trying to push this synergy with the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, and I think the more yellow vehicles are printed, he'll go up in power, and that 4 for 2 resource side on 2 dice at 15. Like 15 is a very affordable point cost for heroes, pairs with a lot of good stuff, and then just putting him with like 4 for 2 dice that can double your resources on the second action of the game is insane.
Yeah, and I think you can run him at 1 die as well. I think just running him at 1 die.
Oh yeah.
With just purely for his power action is probably worth it as well.
Yeah, in the 3 wide rainbow vehicle decks as well.
Yeah, you could probably even just go red yellow.
Do you want to jump onto the other vehicle hero?
Yep. So we've got L337, or Leet as everyone is calling her. She is a droid revolutionary, 8 hit points, 1 focus, 2 focus, 1 discard, 1 shield, 1 resource, blank, character droid. Before this character is defeated, spot a vehicle support to attach this card to it as a 0 cost mod upgrade. If that vehicle is the Millennium Falcon, ready it. If this card would leave play as an upgrade, set it aside instead. So again, we're really seeing the synergy that FFG are trying to push with the Millennium Falcon. But L3, pretty good. All sides that you want to see. So she'll definitely see competitive play as a support character, and I don't see any reason why you wouldn't run her at Elite. Just because both those die are bonkers. All those sides.
Yeah, and getting the 2 focus side, like the additional chance to get a 2 focus side for only 3 extra points is pretty good.
And she's one of those characters that, because her dice won't leave the game, it'll make players think twice about just nuking her off the board, especially if you have a vehicle support out round 1.
Yeah.
And I guess other important things to note with her particular ability is that as it stands, both dice move with the ability. So when she attaches herself to a support vehicle, you get both the dice if you're running her at Elite. There's been some questions about whether the damage moves across with tiebreakers. As the rules stand, I think they don't, but I can see FFG making her damage transfer across to the mod, or however you want to determine it to.
That's interesting. I would say that
tiebreakers
before this character is defeated, Yeah, that's tricky.
I would say there will be a rules update or an errata to say
Just to clarify,
L3.
like,
Yeah, just
she
to clarify,
still counts
because
as been doing 8 damage.
yeah, it seems stupid that she wouldn't.
Yeah, that would be really odd. Also, I just realized you can turn her dice with Anakin
Yes,
because she's a droid. That's amazing.
yes, you can.
Alrighty, well, yeah, I think she's definitely going to be good.
She's definitely the most interesting spoiler that we've had from across the galaxy, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah. Introducing that sort of new option of characters staying on the board after they're defeated in some way or another is really interesting.
Yeah, and it might open the door for characters like R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yeah, I was thinking
as
about
well.
C-3PO as a character this week. If he had an ability similar to his supports, that would be awesome. Right, so we'll move on to Kira, who is the second neutral character of the set that's been spoiled. So Kira Street Savvy, she's got a neutral yellow character with 11 HP, 2 ranged, 3 ranged for 1 discard, 1 resource, and then a modified +2 resource. And the character text, which is the most important part, you can include yellow hero and yellow villain events in your deck. So that's all the time. Oh, and her points cost is 13-16. I think Kira's going to be fantastic, sort of.
So
the points cost makes me a little bit nervous, but
I don't
deck building restrictions being blown out of the water just make this character sort of really fantastic, I think.
Yeah, look, I don't like her die sides. Like it's really good for ramp, but the 3 for $1 is
killing it a bit. Yeah.
I mean, so I listened to a podcast yesterday where they compared Kira to Maul. At the same, because Maul's the same point cost and he has that 3 for 1, and Maul doesn't see play, even though he's actually got like a stupidly good ability. But he doesn't see play because he's got that 3 for 1, and he's at that really bad point cost, that really odd point cost.
Yeah, 3-16 or 13-16, sorry, is the really sort of, it's shit in heroes and in villains. It's like the universally shit points cost.
Yeah. But in saying that though, villains have got access to easy pickings and hyperspace jump now, and
heroes have access to bait and switch.
And he doesn't like you, and other things I can't think of off the top of my head. So it's going to be a scary time not knowing what you're going to get if you sit across from Kira.
Yeah, I think looking at Kira and Lando both, I really look forward to the new options for like blue-yellow hero, if that makes sense. Like Kira Yoda or Lando Yoda.
I think Han Yoda's probably going to be better.
Oh yeah, because you've got the special to chain into.
Yeah, so you just basically chain into Han's special, reveal hyperspace jump to get the $1, and then hyperspace jump.
Rough. And you're just doing damage all the time with it. Oh, so good, so good.
Yeah.
Will he replace Cassian? Who knows? All right, let's move on. Kira's really good. Maybe. I think she'll just take some nutting out. All right, so next we've got the negative point cost plot, no allegiance. It's a -1 to your total points cost. Include only if you have no hero or villain characters on your team. Each of your neutral characters has +1 health. So this has obviously been designed for Han and Kira to be played together. It's not what people were expecting, but I have a feeling that this is not the only negative point plot card that we're going to see this set. Yeah,
I think we're going to see another one as well.
I feel like if this was the only one, I would be pretty disappointed because it seems like it's pretty pigeonholed to just work with those two characters, like maybe some variant of Hondo with one of them as well, but just don't like it, really. I think it's a bit wordy, and like the whole element of designing 15 and 16 point characters that are meant to work together and then printing a plot so that they can work together, I don't like, but that's fine.
Well, I think if you printed Kara at 15, she would blow her what's the word I'm looking for? Her partners like right up. Like you could open it right up to a lot of different characters, giving them yellow, villain, and hero. So having that extra point cost probably makes her fair.
Yep.
But with Han, they obviously wanted it to work, so they're introducing this new negative point cost mechanic.
Yep.
But in draft, I think if you got that in your opening packs, I think you'd probably draft that first over a character, because then you can play Anakin, Lobot, what's the third one? Ketsu, and get +3 health.
Oh, yeah, drafting...
Yeah.
You just pick this card every time, right?
Yeah.
Because you never know what characters you're going to get. Unless you get the sick, what is it, the 9-point red that you're looking for, so that you can run Anakin and Ketsu together. Like, unless you have a 9-point red that's going to be better than getting +3 health and Lobot, then you just take...
Executioner would be pretty good, but then we don't know what's happening in this next set for draft.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should we move on
to
our new overcosted Overlord?
Yeah. So the next card that we're going to talk about is Dryden Voss, Ruthless Crime Lord. So yellow villain. I was going to say yellow villain hero, but what I mean is yellow villain character. 13 health. He's got a 2 melee, a 3 melee, a 2 focus, a 1 resource, and a special and a blank. And the special is shuffle your deck and look at the top card of it. You may play that card for free. I think Dryden Voss will be bad. I don't like. You never want to call it so early, but it just seems really bad to me. He's got good melee sides, obviously, no pay sides. He's got that good focus there, but 20 points really limits his pairings. There's essentially no characters he can be paired with elite in villains, right? I don't play a whole lot of villains. Oh yeah, Bazine. And
can
Greedo.
You do Greedo? Is Greedo's 10, isn't he, or is he 11?
I think he's 10. But regardless, he doesn't have a lot of pairings, and that special, to me, that special is essentially a blank. You'd have to stack your deck to make it work. Like, if you get it off and it works well, like you play a vehicle or something, that's great. But if you miss with that, you've just, like, electroshocked one of your own character dice to get nothing.
It's a may play that card. It's not a you have to play that card. So
yeah.
if you drew the electroshock, you...
sorry,
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
you're
electroshocking your own card.
Yeah, you've just removed one of your dice for, like, no reason. If it was like, if he had those sides and then he had, like, let's say the shittiest dice side, like a disrupt or something, so he's got 2 melee, 3 melee, 2 focus, 1 disrupt, 1 resource, and then he had the text power action, shuffle your deck and look at the top card of it, you may play that card for free, that would be great, right? That would be like, oh, this is fantastic, just a free thing you can do. But the fact that you're sacrificing one of your character dice and look at the other sides on that character dice, like, I would never want to see that special unless some broken deck comes out that can abuse it.
So my, like, he's very comparable to Vader 1, with the 2 and the 3.
And hey, Vader 1 saw play.
Yeah, I think what we'd have to do, so 1, for him to be any good, we would have to drop out of this 3-wide meta that everyone seems to be in love with at the moment. That if you don't play 3-wide, you're probably not going to get very far. But the 2, the 3, and the 2 focus
fantastic.
Are fantastic. And the dollar with bait and switch, fine. So that's an extra damage side. I think you just have to treat the special as a blank with a sometimes hot, really, really good upside.
Yeah, like I guess it's the sort of thing where if he was like 17 points or something, I would play him and you take the special as like a shitty side that occasionally worked if you couldn't get off it. And of course you will be able to get off it sometimes because you've got that 2 focus there on his other character dice. So if you use that other character dice to focus the second one that was on the special to the 3, then that's great. But like you end up with no cards in your hand and you've got 1 special sitting out there, you use it. But for 20 points, I do not want that risk.
No, I think you just need to stack your deck with like really high costed events.
And then you lose because you like draw them all first turn.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
like
right,
compare him to Kylo. Like Kylo's better.
Yeah.
Way better. 17 points.
Yeah. All right.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. So we got the really 2 crappy events that were spoiled here. So we'll just quickly go through them. 3 cost, Wanton Destruction, Villain, Yellow. For each character die showing damage, deal damage equal to its value to its matching character. So that's for both sides of the field, so yourself and your opponent. 3 cost, I mean, you could get it out off Dryden Voss special and play it for free.
Yeah.
To be fair, the only good thing about this card is its artwork.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yep, let's move on.
The other one is First Claim. Spot a yellow character to gain resources equal to the cost of a support or upgrade in play. It's a yellow villain event, and it costs 3. So to make this card work, you have to spot the yellow and then gain resources equal to a support or like upgrade in play's cost. I remember when we talked about this the first time, I thought about like Darksaber and stuff. Like maybe you could have like a Darksaber deck where you... But no, it's just this is just not going to work.
No.
Unless
you pull it with Dryden Voss's special and you play it for free and then get 4 resources.
Yeah, here we go. It's like they're trying to tell us something with the order they put these cards in, but like it just won't.
No.
Like unless there's a really prevalent meta deck that plays a lot of 5-cost supports with Lando or something, then maybe you could put this in, but you then have to get the 3 resources. Like if you're going to play that card to get ahead on resources in a deck that's not already ahead on resources, like...
The only good thing about this card is that it could be used to light a fire.
Yep, it's kindling.
It's kindling.
There you go.
Alright, so we got 2 new spoilers out of Italy this week. And... We've got the translation on it. I'm pretty sure the translation's correct. Fixing up like the English on it. So the first one we got was a red villain event. Cost 2 called Drop Your Weapons. So the translation I think we got is spot 2 red characters to choose 1 weapon on up to 2 different characters. Return those weapons to the owner's hand. So the way that I think this works is that, let's say you're playing against Luke Ray, and Ray has an ancient lightsaber and Luke has an ancient lightsaber. Then you would play this card for 2, spot your 2 red characters and choose ancient lightsaber, and then return both those ancient lightsabers to the hand. But it wouldn't work if both ancients were, say, on Ray.
Yeah, it wouldn't work if they had the weapon stacked on the one character.
Yeah.
I think this card's going to be bad, Clint.
I think it's going to be very niche. Like, I think it's just going to be a very niche card. People will try it out, but then ultimately it just won't make the cut.
Yeah.
This next meta, though, once everything rotates out, then there might be some play for it. But because the reduced card pool, and you can experiment with cards like this, but it doesn't light my fire, but I don't play villain either, so it doesn't.
Everything that costs 2 that isn't a weapon or a dice removal is really, like, it has to have a specific purpose. It's like budgeting. Like, you have to have a job for that card, and if that job is not amazing, which I don't think this one is, with the spot 2 red requirement, like you're including 2 red characters in your deck to do this, I just don't think it'll be very good. But you never know until the meta settles. So
I mean, I think the only deck that I've seen with 2 red characters and something that's 4 wide, like there was multiple stormtroopers or
the 5 battle droids.
Yeah.
But then you're playing 5 battle droids.
Which, I mean, the card does have battle droids on it, so maybe that's what it's specifically for.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think, like, it might see some play. And it might be one of those cards that a newer player might play that you just won't expect in a meta deck. I was playing against a Boba Phasma deck the other day, and he dropped fallback on me when I had like 6 or 7 upgrades on my team. I'm like, it's just one of those. It's just one of those cards you don't expect to be played, and I'm like, okay, well, there goes all my ramp.
Yeah. Sounds crazy.
All right, let's wrap this up with the final spoiler, which was called... Now, the direct translation is Flame Shooter, but
yeah.
I feel like it should be Flamethrower, but I don't know. But it's a yellow neutral weapon upgrade that costs 2. Its dice sides are 1 sticks, 2 sticks, 2 sticks for $1, a disrupt, a blank, and a blank. Its action is resolve this die melee sides as indirect damage, increasing the value by 1. So, this looks like a pretty solid 2-cost upgrade, but it's going to be better in the late game.
Yeah. It's going to be fantastic late game.
It's when you get a 2-drop that effectively has a 2, a 3, and a 3 direct side, like in the late game, it will effectively have the direct side. But with that disrupt side, you're probably looking at like 50% of the die is blank.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I didn't think about that really.
And that 2 for $1 can be pretty in the late game. It'll be fine because you've probably got the money to spare anyway.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, if I could somehow get this into like a 3 wide blue yellow sticks deck, it'd be pretty good. But then I was thinking probably like Luke's lightning rod is probably just better there because it's got more appeal throughout the whole game rather than just...
Yeah, I guess if you play this on turn 1, roll it out and hit the 2 for 1, you're sort of like, oh, well, this is terrible.
It's very, very average then. So it'll probably see play. I mean, we don't really have any good stick sides in yellow that are 2 cost. Everything's 3 cost or more for sticks.
Well, put it this way: after rotation, this will definitely see play.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, if you're looking to future-proof your collection, get your hands on as many of these as you can, because then you can they'll be like vibro knives or something.
Yeah.
They won't be like vibro knives, but they'll be a good solid rare to trade to beginners and stuff.
Yeah,
and it'll be into the game after rotation. It'll
be a solid draft pick as well. Like, drop this on Ketsu, then it gets redeploy. That's pretty good. All right, so it looks like we're at about the 25-minute mark. So okay, so overall, I thought Will, what out of all the spoilers that have dropped so far, what's your favorite?
I think Lando or Kira. I think Lando and Kira both present some really interesting options for the decks I like to play. I love that Lando has those 2 damage sides at the start. So he's got that resource side for crazy resource generation, and then if he survives to the late game, he can just be pumping out damage with the ranged and indirect, which, yeah, I'm really keen to find someone else to pair with Yoda and do mean shit with.
Yeah, I think...
What about you?
I think for me, I'm still digging the new Qui-Gon. I've been watching some gameplay with that, and that guy, like, it'll take a while for people to get used to his ability, because if he's showing 2 sticks and has 2 shields on, you can guard away 4 dice with that. 3 dice with that.
Really? Is it not like a resolve ability?
It's not a resolve ability. It's a
passive increase.
Passive increase, yeah.
Whoa, that's
so
really mean.
Yeah. So you can, like, if he's showing the 2 sticks with 2 shields, you can guard away 3 die. Because it's not like Luke 3 where it's on resolve. It's
a passive increase.
It's just a passive increase.
Whoa. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Are we doing anything this weekend, Clint? We've got a little bit on.
Yeah, I think we've got a bit on, don't we, Will? So we have the first Smugglers Run 2018 event, the Australia's first online TTS tournament. It's a tournament we're throwing as preparation for Nats. We want to get as many people as possible involved in this. People have been crying out for an online league in Australia. So we have provided the goods. We've got over $300 worth of prizes to give away in this event as well. So at the moment, we've got a box of Across the Galaxy for first place. Mm-hmm. We have various promos to give away. So I posted on Facebook yesterday our Cad Bane alt art that we're giving away. We also have a Profitable Connection double-sided plot. So it's one side of it is Lando, the other side is Han, and they're playing pure Sabak. Or is it just called Sabak? I can't remember. Sabak. With the Millennium Falcon in the middle. So they're playing for the Millennium Falcon. So you can play either side, whichever side you prefer. We have tokens. We have, I can't even remember what else we've got, and Good Games Bondi Junction has kindly thrown in a free entry to the Australian Nationals as well that we will give away randomly to anyone who has registered and participates in the event.
Yeah, a sort of lucky door prize.
Yeah, lucky door prize. So we'll give that away once the event's completed. I think we might even just try and do like a live stream on YouTube or something like that to give it away.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
More just to probably protect ourselves because we don't want to seem like we're rigging it or anything like that.
Absolutely.
But we do want to. So we want to do that live so everyone can see how we're actually drawing this as well. But yeah, everyone get involved. It starts at 10:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. I think submissions were supposed to close today, but I'm sure we will accept entries up until about 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. We've already given away our free entries into the event, so congratulations to, I think one was to Paul, one was to Adam, and one was to Andrew, I think it was. From the top of my head, Blake will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but they've already been notified and refunded of their fees. Of their entry, yeah. So everyone get involved, show your support for the Australian, New Zealand, Australasian, Asia Pacific, Oceanic region, Destiny community. We want everyone to get involved. Even if you're not going to Nats, you've got an opportunity to win a box here of Across the Galaxy, which we'll send directly to you upon release.
Yeah. Sounds fantastic, Clint. I cannot wait to commentate everyone's games.
Yes, Will will be commentating. We'll have live stream going all day with Will commentating on that. If at this stage, I don't know how many players we've got, but if we've got 16 to 20, it'll probably be just a top 4 or 5 round Swiss with a top 4 cut.
Top 4 cut, yeah.
So roughly, should it take about maybe 5 hours? Yeah. I think so. Be finished by mid-afternoon. We've all been to Destiny
tournaments before.
Yeah. And with it being online, we should push through it pretty quickly. You don't have the setup that you have with shuffling decks and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, get involved. Yeah. We want everyone involved as much as we can. Come have some fun on Sunday and prep for Nats.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, I think we'll wrap up now.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for listening, everybody, and tune in next week for the results of Smugglers Run and how it all went if you can't attend.
Great stuff.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Clint.
No worries. We'll see everyone on Sunday. Sign up.
See you then.